Well, Christmas is over. I see it's still winter though. Let's go thrifting. On the first day of thrifting, it ended up snowing a whole bunch and ended up getting about 15 inches by the time the day was done. It was just starting here, and the poor Lucky Rock out front getting all wet and cold and icy and snowy and whatnot. But yeah, oh well, heading inside and noticed this right away because of course I'm going to. It's a pretty large movie poster display holder box light thing. Had like neon around the edges, and yeah, I don't know, it's debatably ugly, but kind of neat at the same time. $155 though. Too large for me to want to get and put anywhere, but still, I like the idea. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I kind of want one. I'd also want one of these if I didn't have it already. This is the CD sleeve insert for Baldur's Gate. It's just the insert though, it doesn't have the box or anything. I've already got the box and everything else that goes with it, but I still like seeing these. Same goes for VHS tapes and all the other related things over here on the shelves next to that, including these Betamax blank tapes. These are all L750s, got some chrome ones and some other things in here, and even a head cleaner set. Most of it's still sealed, and yeah, I don't know, I just kind of like the packaging, and they were all cheap, like 50 cents, so I just got one of each. Over in the glass case was quite a variety of interesting thingies, including a box of rocks, and one of those Sony high-scan wideband radio receivers, some PSP and DS, and Game Boy Advance things, mostly loose. Just all sorts of things tossed in here. There was even an interesting looking TI calculator from like the late 70s. I already have it, turns out, but yeah, I mean, just a whole bunch of things that I don't normally see in this case. Like this basket of old Rolling Stone magazines from like 1970 and 71, and even a boxed Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos collector's edition set. It was $50-something though, so yeah. There were also a few very sad-looking CRTs hanging out over here. I mean, the CRTs themselves were emotionally stable, but I mean, just the whole idea of all these CRTs popping up at Goodwill and then nobody ever buys them. They just sit there for $1 or 50 cents each, and just knowing that like 90-something% of them will never sell. And oh, hey, look at this. We got one of these IBM Home Director room expansion kits. Yeah, this is an X10 device setup. I've covered this before in LGR. I have a ton of these things, and yet I still get a whole bunch of offers from folks saying like, do you want more X10 things? No, I don't. Let me just put that out there. I've got plenty. Thank you very much, though. And hey, check it out, an original gray NES Zapper. They were asking $12 for it, but I mean, you know, you don't see them as often as the orange ones, or at least I don't. Let's see, we've got some assorted lenses over here, and some rather appealing looking packages. Yeah, I'm honestly not interested in the lenses so much as I am the cases. I wish more lenses came wrapped in leather with like crushed red velour inside. Got some more camera things down here, and this was kinda different. This is a Kodak Kodamatic instant camera, the 980L. It was mostly the form factor that interested me. It's kind of that binocular style, but without looking exactly like binoculars. It's just kind of a big plastic block. Hey, what's this? I see red buttons. Alright, so this is an Eliminator Lighting ET Pro 8, an 8-channel lighting control system for, you know, performances of various types. Chase modes and flash modes and sound patterns, and you know, I'm not putting on any concerts, but if I was, I might want something like this. Hey, I've got one of these, a couple of these actually. This is a Rabbit VCR system, a couple of different parts for it here. It's pretty much just a video transmitter. Takes one signal and just wirelessly puts it all over your house so that you can have the same signal on multiple TVs. I might cover this at some point. Ooh, now this is even more my style. Got some classic Labtech computer speakers here, the LCS 1012 variety. Never actually seen these before, but I like the look of it, and honestly, I really like that packaging. And opening it up, I mean, it looks to be brand new in here, or at least extremely well repackaged. So yeah, I am getting this. It was $5. I'm always looking for more retro computer speakers, if they're as immaculate looking as these anyway. And my goodness, this particular Goodwill, like half of the shelves right now are just completely trashed and full of trash. And, you know, makes me feel like trash, but it's okay. You never know what you'll find in here, and that is truly half of the appeal of wandering these stores, especially this time of year, is just all a crapshoot. You never know what's in here. Like, look at all these golf things. Upper Deck Premier Edition 2001 Tiger Woods, like golf cards, like collector's cards. I'm not going to pretend to know what that is, but I do know what this is. Check this IBM supply kit box out. It doesn't actually have anything in here that was originally in here. It's just somebody's like yarn and stuff. But back in the late 70s, the famous graphic designer Paul Rand actually designed a bunch of these boxes for IBM. And like a crapload of other things. Anyway, it's kind of an iconic yet forgotten design, and I did not expect to see this hanging out at Goodwill. Over in the toy section, and there were some PC games in here in their big boxes, like this Escape from Monkey Island and the later re-release LucasArts Archive Edition. $5, it really didn't have much of anything in there, just like the CD. Already got the original release, don't need it, but cool to see. Ooh, 1972 edition of Clue. Anyway, found some more PC games over to the left of that, including Monty Python's Complete Waste of Time. Again, already own a copy, don't need it. Did not have this Hoyle Classic Games collection from Sierra, but my word was it in bad shape. It smelled like mildew, and it was just torn up inside and out. That is a shame. However, in beautiful, immaculate condition was a copy of Adventure Barbie Riding Club. Yeah, this was still sealed for $2.50. I am absolutely getting this because I don't really know. Well, the snowfall is picking up, so let's pick up the pace and move on to another Goodwill and see what they got in store. Like literally inside the store. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Yeah, it's a bunch of Christmas stuff, go figure, because it's about Christmas as I'm filming this. They sure did have a lot of random tat lying around and doing nothing but looking like discarded memories and sadness. Yeah, let's not think about that. Yeah, let's think happy thoughts instead. Because there's a big giant happy face in the back of the store. I guess I don't know what this is for. It's made of foam. It's just a large smile. This is not large. It's actually rather small. A little toy piano over here that almost looks handmade or something. I don't know. It's just a weird little design compared to other toy pianos I've seen. It didn't even make noise. Over in the electronics, we got an older-ish Apple keyboard over there. Interesting ergonomics going on. And an Olivetti Letters 22 typewriter. Kind of a neat design. I like the red return key. And I really like this. Oh man. We got a Sears PD12 calculator. It is very brown. I don't think there's anything too special about it, so I didn't grab it. But I mean, look, it's so brown. Just like this thing is so all sorts of colors. Always something appealing about electronics with differently colored plastics than you'd expect. Let's see, the cable selection is pretty normal. And down here we have an Atari Flashback 8. Wow, there were a lot of these things. Anyway, whatever, don't need it. Hey, look, another Apple keyboard. And then this caught my attention. What's Bosmere lawn aerator sandals? That looks dangerous in a very enjoyable way. If I ever needed to aerate my lawn, this is the way that I would want to do it. Just stomping on it with spikes. Over in the junk section, there's some junk, as well as something that kind of stood out a little bit. There's a Popular Mechanics video to output amplifier. Yeah, it's just a splitter for your RF connection. Nothing terribly special, but the packaging caught my eye. Hey, look, it's Bleliot. Ew. Everything tastes better with dog hair in it. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree on a massive level. That just is friggin' gross. Now, here's not the most common sight in the world anymore. A bunch of Xbox 360 games, $3 each. And they're in good shape and actually have the discs and all that kind of stuff inside of them. I mean, I think I still own all of these from when they were new, but yeah, you know. At this point in thrifts, I'm going to show anything half interesting. Like, check it out. There's a whole bunch of Beanie Babies in their little cases that somebody really put some care into. Again, though, with the stuff inadvertently making me sad, like, man, this was somebody's pride and joy or something probably. Like, what happened? What's the story? For $7 each. Is that even a good price? I don't know. It's beside the point. And the puzzles and board games, and yeah, this is still exciting for me to just look through here because I always just feel like I'm going to find something super neat. And I thought this was at first because it kind of looked like some packaging that was PC game-ish, but nope. However, take a gander at this gigantic section of kids' books, which is very precariously stacked, I might add. And it's not just like, you know, kid books. It got some comics in here, graphic novels like Fables, some other run of Goosebumps I'd never heard of, Goosebumps Most Wanted. Got some Pokemon books, and yeah, who knows? This is just a big pile of stuff. I spent a while in here. Then I run across a fantastic little blast from my own past. This is the Complete Idiot's Guide to Creating a Web Page. I didn't have the 4th edition. I think it was like the 2nd or something, maybe the 1st, I don't know. But it had this lovely little CD in the back filled with a fantastic amount of web creation materials. Like a lot of images, line breaks and animations and backgrounds and just, all of the late 90s web page stuff. I spent a ton of time learning how to code HTML through these kinds of things, and it got me into like FTP and setting up early CSS and Java things for my websites in the late 90s and early 2000s. I still want to find a complete version of the book I had. And then look at this. Oh, that design is the most 70s thing I've ever seen. This is kind of beautiful in a weird, twisted, hideous way. I'm not even sure exactly what this is. I mean, it's some kind of little organ deal. I didn't see a model or company or anything, but it was sold by the Eric L. Mencken Company from Charlotte, North Carolina back in the day. And yeah, it's just a little compact wood grain thing with 70s carpet on the front. I don't know, just made my brain do a backflip of excitement. Alright, so another couple days later, and it has snowed a whole bunch, and spent a couple days snowing, and then got scraped up, and now we're moving on to another Goodwill, because I've been cooped up at home for days at this point. And immediately I found some stuff. Admittedly nothing terribly exciting, this is just an Allsop 5¼ inch floppy disk holder, but it's in good shape, and I needed another one of these. Over in the electronics, I ran across this little black box, which I actually don't know entirely what it is, but the fact that it had one single dial amused me. It had this Fred Van Loo's Essential Water and Air sticker on the back. It doesn't tell me much. I assume it's some kind of a thermostat, but yeah, again, that one dial just amused me. Checking out puzzles and board games because I have to. Didn't see a whole lot going on, but this, that logo and this family for Trivia Adventure, it's just one of those things that when I see it, I gotta look at it and flip it around and see what's going on, and it makes me wish I had a logo like that. Oh my goodness, now this brings back some odd memories. This is like identical to the entertainment center that I had as a kid. The door down here looked a little bit different, didn't have that like meshy material, but everything else is identical. We had like a record player, radio in the top left, a VCR in the top right, of course the TV over there in the square section, a whole bunch of books tossed in there and a bunch of knickknacks, and like one of our cats gave birth behind this thing as a kid. Yeah, it just had a bunch of kittens behind it, and it was, man, weird memories. Never know what you'll come across at Goodwill. Like this stunning piece of art right here. That is, it was eye-catching, let's put it that way. Whoever had this, it just makes me wonder what else they had hanging up at home. Alright, on to my final Goodwill that I usually check out. This is like the day before my birthday, just a handful of days before Christmas. Naturally, there were lots of Christmas things hanging around, including fully formed Christmas trees. Like, do you buy these whole trees and you get the lights and ornaments with them? I don't know, it's just kind of what it looks like. And check it out, there's a Black Friday deal going on. This was way past Black Friday, but still, they had their kind of crappy desktops being sold for $90. Yeah, that's a whole lot of Christmas just dumped in one spot. And surprisingly, like, nothing was broken. Got some sort of fountain fondue type of thing here. It's a rather industrial design. Or maybe it's just a water fountain. Maybe that's not meant for food. I don't know. This definitely was meant for food, though. This just cracked me up. This is literally just a Bojangles tailgate box. This is just a box. You're supposed to throw these away. It's just an empty cardboard box. They're selling it for $2. Panthers branding ain't worth that much. Ooh, now this caught my attention because, of course. Alright, say hello to this realistic Clarinet 101 stereo system. You got a record player, a cassette tape player, an 8-track player, an AM/FM stereo receiver, and some honestly satisfying switches and knobs, plus some speakers. That's a pretty neat, although technically not super impressive, all-in-one unit from back in the day. And then there's things like this that I just imagine there's a story behind it. Like somebody bought this Graniteware thing and they just were so intent on getting rid of that stupid sticker and they just gave up and just left it for years. Oh man, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. It's just a clock, but it's got one of those fiber optic floral displays. I used to really like these. I know, I still kind of do. I just haven't thought about them in 25 years. I got a Kodak land camera. I got a Square Shooter 2 up here. Well, it's not a Kodak, it's a Polaroid. The heck am I thinking? Anyway, check out these neat little Sony bookshelf speakers. They appeal to me. I didn't get them. And got some IBM computer speakers over here, which didn't have the power or anything. And yeah, I already got some speakers earlier in this episode, but you know, IBM stuff, I always gotta look at it. What is this? I got a little sync cradle here for products. Little serial connection. Looks like it syncs with Outlook 97 and 98. I assume for a personal organizer or a PDA. Well, this is a little different. Looks like a marching band got, I don't know, dead. Well, this is a little different. It appears a marching band or something just evaporated and left all of their equipment here, or at least their hats. They're just empty containers, and Goodwill put the hats out there. That's, you know, nice little display. Over in the CDs, and you know, like 9 times out of 10, I never find anything here anymore. But today, well, today is a little different. I found a bunch of PS1 games, a couple of which I actually didn't have, that being Twisted Metal 3 and Tokyo Highway Battle. Actually, I think I had Twisted Metal 3, just it was greatest hits. And then finally, in the puzzles and board games, found a complete in-box copy of the game Fly. And I have been looking for this flight sim for a very long time in box. It was made by Terminal Reality. This is the Mac version, but I do have the PC one loose, so that'll go and match with this box and I'll be happy. Actually, not too bad for $6. And that is it for episode 41 of LGR Thrifts. Got some neat LabTech speakers that appear to be new in the box, a couple of PS1 games, and a copy of Fly and Barbie Adventure Riding Club in the big boxes, some Betamax blank tapes, and a floppy disk holder that will replace one of my broken ones. And yeah, there's my loose PC version of Fly. That'll go in the box, so yeah, you have Mac and PC versions of that game. And well, that's about it. I don't know what else to say, except thank you very much for watching, and thanks as always for sending in your own photos of all the stuff that you found. Thrifting is continually fun. Honestly, whether or not I actually find anything that I want to buy, I just like making these episodes, and I love seeing what you found as well. So keep on sending things my way, and I will keep filming these things whenever I can and putting together episodes. Hopefully in 2019 I can get more together than I did in 2018. I don't know, it's always just completely down to luck and persistence, a lot of persistence. Once again, hope you enjoyed, and many thanks for watching what you just did.